Well, my little bronies, I have seen the new My Little Pony theatrical film. And while positive reviews are rolling in, praising the film's colorful characters and child-friendly message, some of what I saw in the theater shocked me. What every pony in this fandom deserves is a rational, in-fandom examination of how this film ties into all of the pre-existing My Little Pony canon. Beware every pony, there are spoilers ahead. While watching this film, I became overwhelmed by the sheer number of glaring oversights and internal inconsistencies in this story. This film shows a blatant and irresponsible disregard for the pre-established canon of the My Little Pony universe. The film begins with Princess Twilight Sparkle nervous about the arrival of Songbird Serenade, a singing pop star pony that is voiced by and resembles real-life pop star Sia. Obviously, true fans of the show will already notice a glaring inconsistency with the plot. Over the course of the Friendship is Magic series, the main 6 ponies have already interacted with at least 2 famous pop star ponies. In Season 1, Episode 19, we have Sapphire Shores, who is repeatedly referred to as the Pony of Pop. Then, in Season 5, Episode 24, they put on a concert for Countess Coloratura, the pony equivalent of Lady Gaga. I myself find it hard to believe that any of these ponies would be starstruck meeting yet another pop star pony. Not to mention that Princess Twilight Sparkle herself was the lead singer of a successful pop band when she was turned into a human in the Equestria Girls spin-off. Failing to acknowledge this spits in the face of everything we know about these characters. As this was early in the movie, I was willing to overlook this horrifying inconsistency. I crossed my hooves and prayed to Celestia that this would be the only mistake of its kind. But I'm afraid it gets worse. This movie featured many catchy musical numbers that were clearly inspired by a Disney movie or the monorail episode of The Simpsons, which are the only 2 pieces of media I've consumed that have musical numbers. In Capper the Singing Cat's musical number, I'm the Friend You Need, there is a shot of Fluttershy cowering in an alleyway, afraid of a colony of bats. Later in Capper's house, when he mentions lions, tigers, and bears, Fluttershy delivers the punchline by fearfully saying, "Oh my." I was trying to enjoy the Talking Cats song, but I was abruptly and totally taken out of the moment by this betrayal of Fluttershy's character. Fluttershy is consistently characterized as a friend to all animals. Fluttershy reiterates many times throughout the series that she likes to receive hugs from a fuzzy bear. That very bear appears in the opening sequence to this very movie. Not to mention Season 4, Episode 7, which was entirely devoted to Fluttershy's defense of the local fruit bat colony. I can't fathom how anyone would overlook these story elements. I didn't bring my $300 custom Fluttershy plushie to this premiere just so she could witness a character assassination of this caliber. When Capper reveals that he betrayed the ponies and is going to sell them into slavery to settle his debt, Twilight Sparkle exclaims, "I knew it!" That is a very strange and specific thing for her to know. After the ponies escape Capper's house, they visit the sea ponies in their magical underwater kingdom, and a castle referred to in toy packaging as Seaquestria Castle. The playset erroneously depicts Seaquestria as directly beneath Canterlot Castle, despite Canterlot clearly being situated on a cliffside with only perhaps a shallow river running beside it. Certainly no place for an underwater kingdom. Perhaps more insulting is that Seaquestria is an inconsistent name for the sea pony's kingdom. In the 2013 picture book Under the Sparkling Sea, which is canon, the sea ponies are depicted as living in a kingdom called Aquastria. Nice try, Hasbro. It is revealed that the sea ponies are in fact the hippogriffs, who have transformed themselves and fled underwater to avoid the evil Storm King. I find it hard to believe that Princess Celestia, who was going to send Princess Luna to the hippogriffs for help, would be completely ignorant to this fact. How could an entire thriving society vanish without any pony in Equestria noticing? Without first having a long logistical explanation of how this worked, it was hard for me to immerse myself in the Sea Pony musical number about having a good time making shell necklaces. The Sea Ponies offer to let Twilight and friends stay with them underwater where the Storm King cannot reach them, but Twilight wants to take their power source back to Canterlot to free her friends from the Storm King's tyrannical rule. But as already established, to complete his evil plan, the Storm King needs to have all 4 princess ponies. As long as Twilight is hidden underwater, he cannot complete his master plan, so logic dictates that Twilight should remain with the Sea Ponies and wait the Storm King out, perhaps sending her friends back to fight in her place. Princess Twilight Sparkle returning to Canterlot is the least logical course of action. I would expect better from Princess Celestia's most faithful student. In the film's darkest moment, we see Sia's pony, Songbird Serenade, imprisoned in a cage next to the other enslaved ponies, singing sadly to herself. Fans of Sia's Elastic Heart music video will know that the little girl representing Sia is depicted as having the power to dance in and out of cages with ease. Depicting a pony version of Sia trapped in a cage is a blatant disruption of Sia music video canon. If anything, it would only make sense for a ponified version of Shia LaBeouf to be trapped in a cage. Princess Twilight Sparkle uses the magic scepter to turn all of the stone ponies back to their normal state, presumably turning the stone fragments of the Storm King back into bloody chunks, lying in a pile on the cobblestones. I find it frankly quite sexist that only the male villain doesn't get to be reformed. After the evil pony Tempest Shadow is reformed, she reveals that her real name is Fizzlepop Berry Twist, and her colors are strikingly similar to the 2005 G3 pony Fizzy Pop. Coincidence? I think not. The movie featured many cameos from fan-favorite characters that I recognize. This reminded me that the movie is for me, and that the children in the theater around me would never appreciate it the way that I could have, and made me even angrier that it wasn't what I as an adult wanted. The children I was in the theater with seemed to enjoy the movie. I can only hope that none of them grow up to realize what a misrepresentation this was of the core elements that make up the world building of this beloved series. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay strong, every Brony. Tune in next week for my analysis of why the new Powerpuff Girls show is so bad. In the film's climax, the scepter containing all the Princess Pony's power is stuck in a high stained glass window, and Twilight Sparkle is racing to reach it before the Storm King can. She does this by making a tower out of her pony friends, but they are just slightly out of reach. Meanwhile, the newly reformed Tempest Shadow is standing in the corner watching, inexplicably doing nothing to help. Twilight even exclaims, "I wish we had a seventh, taller friend to help us reach this scepter." I thought the solution was pretty clearly broadcast, but instead Twilight Sparkle got the scepter by just letting go and flying through the window and breaking it and falling into the storm. So